These are prisoners. Some have been held for years, and some for decades. And some of them have been kept in the infamous Sednaya prison in Syria's capital, Damascus. Here is the dark story of the human slaughterhouse. Footage of released prisoners was circulating far and wide online on December 8, 2024, when Syrian anti-regime forces declared the liberation of Damascus, marking an end to the Assad family's decades-long rule. Over the last 40 years, Syrian prisons have become factories of death and forced disappearances, places where the regime frequently incarcerated people, some of whom never came back. Others who were released but had lost touch of reality due to psychological torture and trauma. There are 27 prisons across Syria where over 30,000 detainees, often falsely accused of dissent or terrorism, were tortured and killed. And the most notorious one of all is Sednaya, located 30 kilometers north of Damascus. So many horror stories have emerged from it that it's been dubbed a human slaughterhouse. Prior to December 8, few images existed of its exterior and none of its interior. Using the memories of released prisoners, Amnesty International and Forensic Architecture co-created an immersive experience of Sednaya, including its sound and architecture. It allows users to explore the prison's solitary confinement cells and group areas, giving them a sense of what detainees endured and allowing them to navigate the interior as recreations of the sounds those locked inside were exposed to echo through the facility's chambers. أبنايا يعني الهدوء هو استيادو موقت كثير هدوء. ما فيك تعلي صوتك، ما فيك تحكي بصوت عالي. دائما لازم تكون نبرة صوتك واطية. فهذا شيء بخليك تسمعي كل شيء. Sednaya was the final stop after prisoners passed through numerous other detention centers where they were often forced to sign confessions under extreme torture. Outside the prison, there is total silence. Inside isn't devoid of noise, however, but the only sounds to be heard are the beatings or screams of prisoners being tortured. أول دقيقة بسيدنايا تمنيت إني أرجع على سرية المدامرة بتاعهم. تمنيت إني أرجع على برامتر 15 أعيش في 200 سنة تعذيب مقارنة مع أصوات التعذيب سيدنايا. يعني هناك ما بس قلبك بيجاف، هناك سجل سيدنايا صوت التعذيب مختلف. الخوف اللي بقلبك يعني مختلف، مو مثل باقي الأفراد. Acts of beating, rape, starvation, and humiliation were the daily routine Sednaya prisoners endured. In dark cells, they lost track of time, but the memories that stayed with them were of blood-stained floors and the rancid smells of blood and flesh that never left their senses. Prisoners slept, ate, and used the bathroom on command. They became familiar with the size of the hatch in their door, as guards would force them to place their heads through it and beat them. وصلوا طلعت طاولات وين عرفت كيف يعني مشوهن لأنه بالنص في كوريدور. فأنا ما استشوفه هيك عم مشي، فهو عم يثبت بده يطلع مساعد دراز برد بيطلع بحاول برد ديوها. ما هو أنا بعرف صراحة عم تتكسرها إيديها يا رجليها يا أسنانها يا والشعر المطعم شغلته كانت للتعذيب بس كان بتطلع فيهم الكل منهم عم يطلع وكل واحد عم يطلع يمكن كل واحد بيعمل يا مهلا فيها دحيلهم. Over 15,000 prisoners were killed in custody. These detainees hoped to turn Sednaya into a museum so the world will always remember the worst place